In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, we often overlook the silent consequences of our actions. Shh! Take a moment to listen. That sound you hear, it is the echo of plastic bottles being discarded, the journey often ending up in landfills, polluting our water, and blocking our water drainages. Plastic bottles have become one of our environmental villains. From the busy city streets to the serene natural landscapes, plastic bottles seems to have found their way into every corner of our world. It's an issue that extends far beyond the immediate eye, leaving a trail of environmental damage in its wake. But do you know what? There's always a glimmer of hope, a transformative solution that turns these discarded bottles into something unexpectedly beautiful. We decided to visit St. Patrick's Community along Bogani Road. In our conversation with St. Patrick's Community, it became clear that the endeavor extends beyond a mere recycling. It's a grassroots movement, a collective effort to redefine the narrative around plastic waste.
We've learned you are the mastermind of plastic uh, flowers and plastic brooms. What motivated you into this?
Okay, talking about motivation to plastic recycling, it's something that began for me when I was doing my pastoral year in 2019 in Ghana. When I resumed my appointment to work in Ghana, the local community where I was to work from, I met a group of NGOs who volunteered for a group called Mundo, and they had organized a cleanup exercise for within the community, incorporating some of the schools that are around. So I took part in that cleaning exercise, which was basically going around the community picking plastics, bottles, and other plastics materials. And it was mind blowing for me when we assembled in the playground for the community, and I looked at the heap of plastics that we all collected, from moving around the whole community, and it was mind blowing for me. I never expected that it was going to be that huge, and so when I saw that, I started asking myself questions like, is there anything that can be done, with some of these plastics as a way of, reducing, their spread in the environment? Is there anything that could be done about that? And I didn't end in just the questioning myself. I went further to doing some research. I watched some YouTube videos to see if there are some ideas that are already out there on how to recycle plastic bottles. And yeah, I got some ideas, which of course, stand as a base for my own idea on plastic recycling.
Okay, one of the places where I had been in relation to reusing plastic is that I was on a course in Zambia, a language course, and every morning when we come to class, they put a bottle of water on our table, on the desk where we will be seated. We were just 5 students. And so the first morning I come in, I drink. I opened a new bottle of water. I drank. After that, I dropped the plastic. I don't know where it will go after that, but the next day I come in again, there's another bottle. I opened it, drank. And then by the third day, I felt, okay, this is too much now, not what I really want to be doing. I don't want to be contributing more to the plastic pollution that is already there. And so I decided, after drinking that day's bottle of water, I went to my room with it. And when I was coming in the next day, I fetched water from the dispenser in the refectory and came to class with it. And gradually, I didn't have to say anything to my classmates, but they also started doing the same thing, taking their bottles and refilling it and coming back to class with it. And within a short time, the institution itself decided to just bring us a dispenser to to the classroom. So we had glasses, and so when you come in the morning, you can just go and whenever you need water, you just go and get it from the dispenser there, and then the glasses will be washed, and then the water dispenser will be refilled, and that was much better for us and for the environment, because we were not contributing to the plastic pollution, as well as we were still getting the water we needed. And I realized at some point, talking with the rest of my classmates then, the point was that whenever we came in and saw a bottle of water on our desk, we felt we were obliged to drink water. But then when they put a water dispenser with glasses, we were not taking it as much as we were when we had bottles of water. So I think that is something that just that little effort on my part, based on what I think of the environment, helped my classmates and also helped the institution change the way that they acted before. So I think that is something that I have done at a personal level by reusing plastic.
And are there particular plastics you recycle, or all of them are recyclable? You can recycle any.
When you buy particular plastics, you will see the number, the sign of recycling. There is a circle that is drawn there, and within that circle, there are numbers drawn or written in them. We have number 1 up to number 7. Unfortunately, these numbers are big, but we are told, we can find out that it's only 2, number 1 and number 2, that are recyclable, and the other ones are not recyclable. And the recyclable ones are the water bottles that we use on our daily basis, and also the bottles we use, we buy soda and household products such as detergents and champagne that we use. Those are recyclable ones, but the rest from 3 to 7 actually is difficult to find or to recycle them.
So how do you go about those ones that are recyclable, that can be recycled? How do you get to find them?
Okay, given the kind of attitude that we have, the society we have, I think that is what made it so easier to find these plastics, because as we go along the way, you will find plastics thrown in the drainages, and they are flying everywhere. So it is very easy to get them. And within our household, we get to sensitize people that when you have plastic, those that are recyclable, we put them, we collect them in a particular place where we can easily collect them and recycle.
Yeah, given that there are challenges and successes of this field, what are your successes? What have you achieved so far in trying to promote this?
The idea of recycling was highly welcome within the community where I live. People were very happy to see that actually we can make products out of the the used plastics that could just be thrown anyhow. And the kind of things that we are engaged in, like when you make a flower is something that people will admire. Brooms are things that people use on their daily basis. And so it was very easily to be welcomed by people, seeing a broom made of plastic, seeing beautiful flowers that come out of plastics. And those are the successes that I can talk about. People see it and they appreciate it and they are happy. Something that I was doubtful, will people appreciate it, or people will they welcome it? But they easily welcomed the idea and made use of them.
So please, could you tell us the processes involved in producing these beautiful flowers and blooms?
Okay. Now it's quite a process. Of course, the outcome looks very beautiful, but it takes a lot, and it also takes a lot of patience, to be able to sit and do all of these.
Sure.
and which of course many people are not very patient.
Patience.
And it is patience actually is one of the virtues that is needed for the fight for climate change. So, but the process of making this, of course, it begins with gathering the plastic bottles, the PET bottles, and when you have let's say a good number of them that can make one flower. I think for this flower alone, I think there are about more than 40 bottles
What?
for these flowers.
40.
Yeah. So it begins with gathering the bottles, as I said, and then the material that you need for this process is the utility knife, a candle light, and spray paint, binding wire. Yeah, I hope I have not missed out anything. Yeah, but those are basically the things that you need.
Yes,
And then you also need glue gun, which is what you will need here, because super glue, I tried it. It's also good, but not very fast like using glue gun to work with to make this. So when you have all of those materials ready, you start by cutting the bottles into the shape that you want. Like now, when I am making this, I like to begin with making the petals of the flower. And the petals of the flower here are made with the base of the bottles. So I cut all the base of the bottles, and then I cut each base of the bottle. I cut it again to the shape that I want, and then I join them together like this. I have joined 3 bottle bases to make this, and then I also need the top of the bottle, like the bottleneck, which I have attached it to the petals that I have joined here, just to make the petals come out beautiful. And then I put that aside, and then I'll get the other part of the bottles, like a full bottle, and then I will the trace the leaf on the bottle. I trace like 8 of it. So each bottle I'm going to get like 8 leaves from it. And then after I have done that, I will cut it with the scissors. I'll cut through it, shape it out nicely. And then to make it stand the way they are standing, of course that is where I will need the candle light now. And then I'll burn it and then put it straight so that it can allow the leaves to stand straight like that. I will also need the bottlenecks, as many as possible, to join them to make the stem of the flower. So the stem of the flower are actually made from the bottlenecks, joining all of them together. Now, just to mention that all the pieces that are being cut out of each plastic bottle is not going to be thrown out.
Interesting.
All of them have been put inside this vase. All of them have fitted in here, and then I have used some stones to fill up on the top here. But everything that came from the bottles that are here are all inside here. So it's not like I cut them and then those parts that I don't need I throw them away. So it's, in essence, there is nothing in a bottle that is a waste. All of them have a part to play, and they're all here.
As we witness this process of crafting these eco-friendly blossoms, the community's dedication became evident.